A perfect teacher is the person who you want to look like.
It has to be someone who inspires me, someone who is funny.
Takes care of everyone and try to make everyone, even the weaker students, as good as they can get.
I think the perfect teacher will be smart, kind, not putting too much punishments, a little bit yes, not always smiling all the time. The people will think she's crazy. Pretty, smart, not putting too much homework, not less in the middle, not be too sick, be at the classes.
Someone who is really interested in people, in children, in students, who is really passionate about the thing they teach, who is a dynamic person, who is curious, always wants to find out more, someone who believes that they as a teacher can learn as much from the students as the students can learn from them, somebody who's open to criticism, is prepared to change if necessary, and somebody who basically is always young at heart. Although they grow older physically, they remain young at heart.
So, the perfect teacher should be compassionate, patient, intelligent.
This teacher should focus much more on developing speaking confidence and developing the vocabulary in their students, rather than simply teaching them grammatical.
As much as possible, make students work in groups to interact with each other, so that in a group you may have, students who are maybe better and others that are not as good as the others. So ones, the most kind of the cleverer ones help the other ones that are maybe not as clever or a bit slower or whatever. And it just creates a better atmosphere in class. It helps everybody, and especially with languages, it means that they are going to be communicating in a group and maybe putting ideas across.
The perfect teacher is kind, is knowledgeable, and is cute, so I don't get bored.
Someone that is enthusiastic and enjoys teaching his profession.
For me, the perfect teacher is the one who is able to adapt his or her own teaching methods to all their students and their own needs and characteristics. Also, a perfect teacher is the one who can make that their students fall in love with the process of learning, and learning because it's good, and learning because they want to, and not because they have to.
Perfect teacher treats everyone in an equal way, and instead of supporting competition, perfect teacher shows how children can learn together in a group.
Of course, you need to know your subject matter. That should go without saying, that if you don't know what you're talking about, you have no right to try to explain it to other people. On the other hand, you don't necessarily have to be a complete expert in what you're doing, because the most important aspect is how you communicate it to the other people. That the word teacher is a misnomer. Teachers aren't actually teachers. The proper term that we use in pedagogy a lot of times is that you're a knowledge facilitator, which when you say it out loud sounds horribly pedantic, but it's more of an accurate label, because the idea is you are not teaching people. You are taking information from one place, you are filtering it, you are rearranging it, you are making it more palatable, and you are giving it or trying to pass it on to the student, much like a mama bird takes the food and chews it up and regurgitates it and gives it in a beautiful liquid form to her little baby birds.
For me, a perfect teacher is a teacher that doesn't put exams, and he or she is good and funny.
Needs to be creative, passionate, and kind.
The same qualities are really important whether you're teaching at a university as a professor or you're teaching younger kids in elementary school, middle school, and high school. The most important qualities is, I think, is to create a really safe environment for kids to make mistakes, because I think making mistakes is the most important thing to learning. And making mistakes and having a safe environment to make those mistakes allow you to feel confident. If you can make those mistakes and no one judges you and the teacher doesn't judge you and she continues to encourage you, I think that can help build confidence. And confidence, I think, ultimately is the most important thing for a student in their life.
Is dedicated to their job, or rather she works with passion. A good teacher is an inspiration for the children. The children should see their teacher as their role model. A teacher is a happy person with a sense of humor. A happy atmosphere helps children find themselves comfortable in the classroom, and it stimulates the learning process. A good teacher is patient. You must never ever give up on a child. You also have to be patient to work with the parents of the children, who always know best. A good teacher is resourceful and dares to think outside the box. And above all, a teacher is a mother, a father, a policeman, a nurse, a fireman, a psychologist. But above all, a teacher is someone who creates the future.
What I realized after doing this project is that everyone has a different view of a perfect teacher, and therefore there couldn't be just one perfect teacher. And I think that as teachers we strive to do the best we can, but there's always something at the end of your day that you would do differently for the same lesson. I can't even imagine trying to aim for perfection. I strive to be innovative, creative, and inspiring, but certainly I will never aim for perfection because it's impossible to be the perfect teacher for every single student. I can just try to do my best.